Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. I'm just glad you're here. Real quickly, I want to say thank you to all the channel members. Thank you all. I appreciate you so much. And I thank all of you who come by to watch my knife, my EDC content. I appreciate you all more than you know. If you're so inclined and you haven't had a chance yet, if you hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon, it'll not only really help me out, it'll keep you updated when things change on the channel and get updated. So today I was going to kind of flip things. As you guys, if you've watched the channel, you know. If you haven't, I'll share with you. I'm a big, small EDC fixed blade guy. I like to carry small EDC fixed blades, like the one that's in my pocket now, as a supplement to my primary carry. But when I was on that journey looking for small fixed blades, I came across some fixed blades that are small that turned out to make great hunting knives, great camping knives, great hiking knives, great primary EDC knives, but they're a little bit bigger than what I would carry on the daily as a supplemental EDC knife. That does not mean that these knives do not get a lot of use, that they're not absolutely fantastic, and that they don't have just a great purpose. For example, we're going to start with the smallest of the big ones and go up. This is the T.Kell Raider. So just to give you an idea on size, the T.Kell Raider is going to be right around the size of our Benchmade bug out. But again, it's going to be thicker and heavier, and my EDC fixed blade usually supplements, i.e. carries with, my primary. But this knife has a deep concealment clip, so when I carry it, I can carry it as a primary inside my right pocket, and then I've got a fixed blade as opposed to a folder. And if I was going to carry it as a backup, say I was hiking or I was camping, I could put it either in my jacket, I could put it in my pack, my day pack, or I could put it in my back pocket with that deep concealment clip. So coming in at number 10 on the larger of my fixed blades, number 10 being the smallest that I consider too small or too big to be an EDC supplemental carry, is the T.Kell Raider. And moving up from there, we come across a shorter little knife that is absolutely fantastic. I would love for it to be a supplemental EDC knife. It's definitely a great primary, and this is the Shed Knives USA made Skur. And the T.Kell that I just showed you was also USA made, guys. I apologize. But just to give you an idea of the Skur, it's going to be around that same size as our bug out. But when you look at this guy in thickness, it is quite a chunk. You've got about 1/4 inch of blade stock there, and just a really bruiser small knife with a lanyard hole / skull crusher on this full tang construction. You've got these nice G10 handles. You've got this 154 cm hollow ground blade that is super sharp with a a door punisher or a Slurpee saver type of knife. I mean, this thing is by far one of the heaviest two knives in this grouping, but the Shed Skur may not be a super long knife. It's still a small knife, so to speak, but you know, when we're talking about knives that I consider to be EDC supplementals, you can tell it's much bigger than the Chickadee, which is on the small side. So anyways, that is going to come in right at number 9, and that is the Shed Knives Skur. Actually, the smallest shed knife currently offered. So moving on, we come to one of my favorite knives, one of my favorite fixed blades, and two of my favorite fixed blades are in here. But it's just a little bit longer than what I carry as a supplemental. However, this one has the exception of being very thin, very light, and very easy to carry in my back pocket. But it is, again, a longer knife. This is the Mag 10 USA, or Mag 10 Knife Works, EDW. This is a custom knife out of Maine, made by a fellow by the name of Colin McGuire, that I picked up at Blade Show in Nashville. And it is one of the most gorgeous knives I've seen, not just in the carbon fiber handle, the lime green liners, the beautiful jimping, this really well done swedge, and this super pokey, slicey Wharncliffe blade. I love this knife. It is a great supplemental because it's so light as a back pocket knife. I also have a deep concealment carry clip on it, but it also carries very well in your right pocket if you want it to be your primary. But this is the Mag 10 Knife Works, Mag 10 USA, EDW, an absolute beauty, one of my favorite knives. We'll see another one here in a second, but it is bigger than what I normally carry as an EDC backup. So moving on, we will come to our second knife that I picked up from Shed Knives. This is similar to the Skur in blade style, but it's got a different handle shape and a different angle at which that blade presents itself. This is kind of more of a rolling chopper. It's got this deep drop blade to put it really close to what you're cutting. It uses the same really brutal lanyard hole / skull bluster / hammer, 1/4 inch stock blade steel, wonderful jimping, 154 cm, super thick and sharp. And when we look at it compared to some of our primary EDC knives, this little knife, I wear it on my belt. It's a little much to have it as a supplemental unless I'm hammock hiking or hammock camping or hiking, and I know I'm going to be getting into some chopping, but it would definitely serve the purpose of a primary carry knife. I don't see any problem of that being a primary carry knife because it's big, it's chunky, it works really well. I'm a big fan of Shed Knives. Jack Billings, the CEO, owner of Shed, has started to put out a good bit of content showing some of the stuff he's doing in his shop. They just got a CNC machine. He's working on 2024 models. And I hope that I can get him to come back to Friday Night Flicks, hang out with us and kind of share what he's been doing. I think he was a good guest. I thought it was pretty cool. And I really like what he's doing with Shed Knives. Again, he is the CEO and the head maker. So the Conquest was the second one I picked up. He was selling them on NAF sale after Blade Show 2023. And the Conquest is a little bit longer than the Skur, just as thick and beefy. And it's one of my larger EDC fixed blades. And I think it's going to come in 10, 9, 8, 7. Number 7, which brings us to number 6. Number 6, we're getting a little bit bigger, and this is a knife, the second knife I picked up on purpose at the Nashville Custom Knife Show. I went to the Nashville Custom Knife Show to pick up this knife and to pick up the Mag 10 Knife Works ECW. This is a knife from Dustin Driver, who lives right across the river or the lake from me, about 45 minutes away, and he is the owner, maker at Driver Defense Knives. That is the Driver Defense logo. That is his Made in the USA logo. This is stonewashed, thick, full tang Magna Cut with a full-sized handle, wonderful lanyard hole, nice little short 3-inch or right under 3-inch blade, done exceptionally well. The grip on this knife is perfect. This is a perfect primary carry knife. It may be a little large for me as a secondary carry on the daily, but you'll see where it falls in terms of those regular sizes. Kind of like the others that we've looked at, about the size of our bug out and about the size of our Para 2, a little bit smaller, but just an absolute fantastic knife. I've got it set up now to carry it horizontally. It also carries very well with an ulti-clip in your right pocket if you want to carry it as a primary carry, or if you want to carry it on the small of your back. It's just an absolute bruiser. Beautiful G10 scales, beautifully stonewashed, magna cut. I want to say the HRC is right around 64, 65. Looking at his certificate and authenticity card, I'd have to check that to be 100% sure. But yeah, coming in at number 109876 is our Driver Defense Splinter, which brings us to number 5. And guys, we're getting just a little bit bigger each time. And this is one of the first small EDC knives I bought, and I was surprised at the length of the handle, but it is a wonderful, it's called the White River Small Game. It is a wonderful small game knife or trout knife, field dressing knife. It's got these beautiful micarta sculpted scales made here in the United States. It's S35VN, so it's stainless. It is just a gorgeous, gorgeous little knife. It came with a leather sheath. I went to another company, or I think I went to White River and picked up this horizontal or this Kydex sheath, which you can mount either with an ulti-clip or you can wear it on a belt like I've been wearing it. And I've carried it a couple of times as a third knife, as a supplemental carry, but it's just a little bit on the longer side. I mean, this is, when I look for an EDC knife to supplement my carry, because I usually carry a slip joint and I usually carry a primary folder, I want it to have kind of a different spot. So if these guys are all going to be the same size or smaller than my primary carry, I might elect to carry it instead of a folder, depending on what I'm doing that day, or I might pick up a smaller EDC fixie. But the White River Small Game is an absolute fantastic, beautifully crafted, very nice little EDC blade. It's just a little bit longer than I would normally carry for my backup. Again, just to give you a couple of quick comparisons to what I carry as a backup on the small side and on the larger side. I'm more of a little small EDC fixed blade supplemental carry guy. That's just me personally, but everybody's different. But this is a great knife. It comes in at number 5, which brings us to, if I'm not mistaken, number 4. Or maybe this is number 5. I don't know. But this one is getting just a little bit bigger. And this is my Vero Axon fixed blade. It's the exact same size and length as my Vero Axon folder. So I found this knife fits more of a position as an EDC fixed blade primary carry than it does a supplemental carry. I've got an ulti clip on it, and when I carry it as a supplemental, I'll either carry it in my side pocket on my 511s, or I'll carry it in my back pocket. But as you can tell, this knife makes a perfect primary carry knife because it's just about as long as the PM2. It's a little longer than the bug out, and most importantly, it is a very thin little package with a robust blade. Just an absolute beauty. I'm a huge fan of this knife. Probably one of my favorite EDC fixed blades. I'm waiting for Joseph to get some more leather sheaths in, because I might add a leather sheath to this that he has made for these Axons. But this is a great primary carry EDC fixed blade. This is a great fixed blade. It's just a little bit big to carry as that supplemental. Again, when we go back to what is supplemental to Javon, little knives that can drop in pockets or go in places where other knives aren't taking up the space. So the Vero Axon is absolutely a winner. If I lost it today, I would absolutely buy it again. I love this knife. It's fantastic, but it's just a little big, which will bring us to one that's just a little bigger. We saw the T.Kell Raider earlier, which is a fantastic knife. This was my first T.Kell, and this is absolutely one of my favorites. This is a great camp knife, a great self-defense knife, a great truck knife, a great fighting knife, a great self-defense knife, a great hard use knife, and a great EDC knife. It's just a little bit large for me for a secondary, right? So this would be a knife that I would definitely put in my pocket, because I could put this right in my right pocket like I do my primary folder. I can lock the clip down into my pocket seam so that when I reach down to pull it, it comes straight out. But you'll see that this Outerlimitless, which this is an outer design, the Outerlimitless is the name, Outerlimitless Accomplice is the name of the T.Kell knife. But you'll see that this is as big as my Para 2, smaller than, or bigger than my Bug Out, and just an absolute bruiser. A tactical, hard use, fantastic fixed blade. Again, bigger than I carry on the daily as a backup or as a supplemental, but one that if I were to lose it today, I would replace it as soon as I could because it's that good of a knife. Again, small knives that I carry as supplementals to my primary folders and my slip joint, and big ass knives, which these 10 that we're showing are, that can make it. They started out as possibly a supplemental, but these can make it on their own as a primary fixed blade with absolutely no problem. And the T.Kell Outerlimitless Accomplice, made right next door in Georgia, fantastic knife, as are all T.Kell knives. Which brings us on to the first fixed blade that I bought when I got into knife collecting, and this is my S35VN SE3. And the SE3, in all truths, probably a little bit shorter than what we just looked at, but it is a great knife. It is a little large for the primary carry, but it is perfect for a camp knife, for a hiking knife, for a survival knife, for a bug out bag knife, for a start and fire knife, for a primary EDC fixed blade, if you want to just forgo your EDC folder. I mean, it is stainless steel, it is S35VN, has a wonderful sharpening choil, made in America. I took the flat handles off of it and put on these tops handles that are contoured that make this knife super, super comfortable. It has this plastic Kydex sheath, which is plastic, not Kydex. I've got it set up right now with an ulti clip to ride in my left pocket. I would flip that ulti clip around if I was going to carry it as my primary carry since I'm a righty. But you've got a nice thumb push off, nice jimping. The SE3 is an absolute winner. It is a great knife, highly recommended knife. But when you're looking at those small knives that I'm looking to supplement my carry, the Esse, unfortunately, is going to be a little on the large side. Which brings us to the last two knives in our big knives, bigger than small knives. And these won't even need a size comparison, because the first one you guys might have seen was a knife my buddy hooked me up with, and this is my Silver Stag Big Boy Bowie, and it has got a 10-inch blade, 7-inch handle, so it's about 17 inches long. It is a big bitch. It is 1095 tool steel, Scandi grind, hollow grind, very slicey. has a Stag handle, made in America. Has this kind of wacky Indian tooth or Indian sheath with a either antler tip or a bear tooth. And it is too big for the room. It is a great camping knife. It's a great novelty knife. But it's one of the biggest ones I've got. I would say it's the biggest, but I think my camping knife is a little bit bigger. This is my KBar Kukri, which I beat the hell out of. It has a big polymer handle. It has this big coated tool steel blade. Got some chips from where I chopped it into some plastic chairs. We chopped up a lot of stuff at Blade Show 2 years ago with these. My buddy A to Z has one too. But this is a beast of a knife. This guy weighs in at 17 inches with a right about a 12-inch blade. So it is going to be longer than our Silver Stag. And unfortunately I can't get both of these under the camera, so you all have to get like a parting glance at those. And then what I will do is I will try to line up, while we say goodbye, the rest of these guys so you can get a last look at them. And again, these are all EDC fixed blades that are going to stay in my collection. Some of them are a little bit heavier use than EDC, but they can easily be primary carry knives. Whether we're talking about the T.Kell Outerlimitless Accomplice, the Vero Axon fixed blade, the White River Bird and Trout, the Driver Defense Magna Cut Splinter. Whoops. That was close. Y'all got to see an actual mechanical breakdown. Awesome. I think that's the first time we've had one of these on the shows, guys. And then we've got the shed knives. Conquest. We have got our SE3, which should have been put over here. And we have our Colin McGuire Mag 10 Knife Works. We have our T.Kell Raider. And lastly, we have our little Skur, guys. The little brother of this guy. So guys, that is my 10 or 11, who's counting, of the big ass fixed blades that I bought not knowing any better, and that are more primary carry knives than secondary carry knives, but I love them all and they're great. Guys, I appreciate you sticking through this shenanigans, and all I ask is please look out for that guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Thank you for putting up with my mechanical breakdown. Go forward with love in your heart, and always choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.